Hello. Hello, everybody. I'm very sorry. Please give me just a second here. I'm letting everybody know from the previous video. What do I want to say? Welcome back. Thank you. I'll let everybody know what happened in just a second because I want to lose my crap. I can't type one-handed. Give me just a second. Okay, maybe I just can't type in general. Okay. Again, I am very, very sorry. Unfortunately, and I know who it was, which means somebody had called and I ignored it, and then they called again and I ignored it because, you know, I can't answer the phone when I'm on my phone talking to everybody with you guys. But then they decided to try to FaceTime, and that completely screwed up the entire screen, would not come back. Now, with that being said, again, I'm very, very, very sorry. I don't really know what else I can do about it. I guess maybe next week I can try to do the video from the iPad and read the comments from my phone. Maybe we can try to do that. So again, I'm very, 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 very sorry. I am still on the old video looking like an idiot because I'm froze. But I'm going to answer all of your guys' questions real quick. If you're just joining in, I'm picking at least 4 winners for the video tonight. So ask the best questions. Again, I'm very, very sorry for the inconvenience. I really, really am. I will take care of that customer. Again, I'm very, very sorry. Again, if you need to contact me this week, Verna, if you will be so kind to comment again my phone number so they can have that. Also, please, the next week or two are going to be very rough for me. So if you need to get a hold of me, you can text me urgent at the beginning of a text, and I will get with you as soon as possible. And if it doesn't say urgent, then it's going to take me a few days. Okay, so I did lose some of the comments. Again, if you asked a question and I did not get to it, it's not because I'm ignoring you, it's because. So again, you feel free to ask again. Don Cook says, do what you need to do, brother. Everyone will understand. Thank you very much. Kenneth Parrish says, when trying for size and color, what gene comes from what bird? Does the male carry the size gene, or does it matter the color or size gene? The male is the most important in the breeding process. The male is going to transfer his genes to at least 4 or 5 eggs a day. So yes, males are very, very important. Cody Young says, I ordered my first batch of eggs from you over the weekend. Thank you. My first experience with quail. What is the best hatch rate you've had? 109%, something like that. Jason Snyder says, I have 1 male with 7 female quail in cage. The males seem to only mate with 1 female. What is the best thing to do to get a better hatch rate? I have 1 male with 7 female quail in the cage. Yeah, I recommend a 5-to-1 ratio. You need at least 1 more male. Nicholas Alexander says, hello from Virginia Beach. Happy holidays from our micro farm to yours. We raise a variety of plumage, mostly breeding for Celadon colors. Support your local Marine Corps League detachment. Absolutely, and thank you very much. Kenneth Parrish says, hello from Cabin Creek Quail in Oklahoma. Welcome. Susie says, Mom should always come first, Zach. We will understand. Thank you. Chris Bland says, what's the best height for quail cage for them to be comfortable? 10 inches, I don't know, 8 to 12. Earl Nichols says, of the chicks that didn't hatch, I know several had pipped, but the beaks were stuck protruding the shell. What should cause this? Usually that's a humidity issue if they were fully grown. Angel says, I started getting my eggs from Hens? From my hens at around 6 weeks old. They have been with the Roux form more than a week. Do I have to wait until the hens get older to collect eggs for incubation? If they've been laying for a week and the males have been together for over a week, then no, you should be good to go. Rhodolyn said, best wishes for your family. Have you published any of your research? It would make a great Coturnix textbook. I have not, maybe down the road. Brad says, what do you do with your hens once they have complete their laying life? We sell them. Sapper Cat says, hi Zach, Wayne from New Jersey. I hatched 21 out of 25 jumbos. Congratulations. A lot of good news tonight. It's not going super smooth, and that phone call after phone call, same person called me 4 times in a row and then tried to video chat me. I don't understand. If I don't answer, it's because I'm busy. I don't understand. I don't understand. Oh. Ken Taylor says, in a cage with 1 rooster and 4 hens is a low hatch rate common. 9 out of 21 of my eggs from my first Myshire jumbo hatch. No, that is not. 9 out of 21 of my eggs hatch. Well, I would candle them and see how many were fertile. If only 9 out of 21 were fertile, then that's the issue. If most of them were fertile and just did not hatch, then it's an incubator issue. So that's where I would start. Sarah says, since there is no standard of Coturnix, how do you like to select birds for your color breeding cages? I'm trying to choose what scarlet tuxes I want to use for my breeding group. We do a consensus between Jenna, myself, and George. And we have certain rules and guidelines and things like that. We kind of made our own standards. Close Pit says, what were you most thankful for this Thanksgiving? Family. It's always family. I know it's a boring answer, but family will always be first. Robert Halverson says, some of my Graufi I got from you are huge to breed for the large size. Can I breed them together to get the size, or should I introduce another breed? No, I would do growl to growl to keep increasing the size, absolutely. Freezer says, what do you use to get rid of dust, feathers, or other stuff like that in the quail room? We have 2 industrial fans. We pressure wash once a week. We get rid of our poop once a day, and we use a leaf blower for the ceiling, the lights, and the floor twice a week. So a lot. What are your 5 rules for your business? It's a very good question. I really like it. We would discuss it. I'm super behind. Beth, if you can hang in there and ask me. I know you asked me on this live video that I had to stop and start again. But if you'll ask me now, I will get to it. It's just going to take some time. Let me get through these questions, but I wouldn't mind answering it if you can hang in there. Brittany Hawk says, North Dakota from Make Me a Bird Farm. That sounds awesome. Thank you very much, and congratulations. Like the name. MC Sykes says, question, if a chick chirps loudly in the brooder, does that indicate he's a rooster? No. Usually indicates that they're either hungry, thirsty, or just crazy. Sarah Concrete says, what is your preferred way to decrease humidity during lockdown if you add too much water and the humidity climbs too high? I used dry ice and it didn't seem to do much. Dry rice, I'm sorry. I'm glad you didn't use dry ice. Dry rice. I would empty the humidifier and start over, but I don't know store-bought incubators. I don't know if you can do that. I feel like there should be a plug somewhere where you can drain it out. We have a stop where we can just take the humidity out and start over. Unfortunately, I'm probably not great to answer that. I apologize. Erda Brickolge, I hope I said that correctly. Under perfect conditions, what is the acceptable worst hatch rate? For shipped eggs, 50%. For non-shipped eggs, 80%. Kyle P says, what percentage of your hatched birds die from disease, injuries, etc. before you would normally call them if you had to estimate? 10% from day 1 to layers should be the standard. And that includes, if they're runts, or if they get picked on, or if they get hurt, or if they hurt themselves, or drowning in the water, or unknown reasons, or wheat coming out anyway, or whatever. 10%. Close Pit says, what incubator would you recommend for beginners and small quantity hatches? I don't, because I do not have store-bought incubators. I would recommend you going to Newbie Quail Lovers on Facebook, asking the question on there, and a lot of people will tell you what they use. Susan Kennedy says, I need to add a female to the established group. What is the best way to do this? The female I will be adding is younger than the rest of the group. Well, first of all, I wouldn't add a young quail to a group until they're at least 8 weeks old so that they can take care of themselves. Then I would go to myshirefarm.com, go to the blog section, and print out the paper that says, under the blog area, new to quail, or introducing new quail to an existing flock. Follow those instructions and you should be fine. I know you guys hit the like button. I think we had like 176 likes. I really appreciate it on the old video. We've got 125 people, only 50 likes. I know it's been really annoying. I know that we had to start a new video. I'm very, very sorry. I'm trying to get to as many questions as possible. Again, I apologize for all the inconvenience, but if you could support the channel and hit that like button, I would really greatly appreciate it. Ballard Homestead, Barry's B says, hi from Michigan, 12 out of 25 Jumbo Wilds. Not too bad, congratulations. I will write that down. Jumbo. John B says, how often do you add electrolyte vitamin supplements to quail waters? We do it once every 2 weeks. I don't really see a benefit doing it. It just makes me feel better. Chris Bland says, how many months does it take for newly quail to produce eggs? It doesn't take, well, newly quail. It takes 6 to 8 weeks for quail to start laying once they're born. That should answer your question. Angel says the temperatures are getting around 30 to 40 at night. How long an egg survive is in this temperature before the embryo died? I know that I should collect as soon as possible, but is there a time cutoff? I would recommend that you collect at least once a day, even if it's below 30. If you're collecting once a day, it's not too bad. I would collect twice a day. Even when we had started out, when we turned the lights on in the morning, we collected eggs. When we turn the lights off at night, we collect eggs and take them inside or to a warmer room or whatever is what I would recommend to be your best practice. Lisa Wilcox says, do you ship to Canada? Not yet. Eventually we will. Kyle P says, has anyone had success growing edible mushrooms or compost quail poop wood chip mix? I have not, can't answer, I'm sorry. Freezer says, why are snowies rare? Is there a reason there's a 25 egg limit? Because they are rare, because not a lot of people have them. They're very difficult to keep and they're very difficult to achieve that color, which is what makes them rare. Julia Roberts says, hello, welcome. Bluegrass Transport says, Tom, sound is great. Thank you very much. Clay Johnson says, Susan, move the exit. Oh, not talking to me. Chris Bland says, thanks. Nope, not talking to me. Ron says, hi, Zach. I'm back again from the Philippines. Welcome. Thank you very much. Justin Cheo says, most unique question. If raising quails for food, can you use a higher protein feed to beef them up? I want little Terry Cruz's strutting in my cage. Good question. We've discussed this in the past videos, but long story short, if you're going to be breeding them, then you really shouldn't be using a 30% protein their entire life. If you're just raising them to 8 to 10 weeks old to butcher, then yeah, use as high protein as possible. But if they're going to be producing eggs, if they're going to be layers for you, then no, there is no reason why you should be doing that. Oh dear God. Jason Rockwell says it gets down to the 20s at night here. When can my baby quail go outside? If it's down to the 20s already, you're just going to get colder. I would say 5 to 6 weeks. Attorney's Corner was in the house in Florida. Welcome. Stephanie Boone says the ones we hatched were SSC. Oh, thank you very much. SSC. 49 out of 50 SSC. That's great. Congratulations. Forrest Chip says hi from North Idaho. Welcome. John B says I saw somewhere higher protein can increase the ammonia smell in quail droppings. Any truth to this? Higher protein. Not that I don't think that. I don't know. I've never heard that. What does it mean for a quail to be kosher? Kosher quail? Well, kosher is how you kill it, how you butcher it, not how you raise it. Brittany Hawk says, what cross disease do you need to worry about with other animals? A lot. I mean, all fowl carry certain diseases, but they're, they work against it. But then if you put chickens in with quail, well, chickens have a higher immune system, quail don't. Their lungs and bodies are much smaller, which means they can get a lot sicker real quick. And the chickens wouldn't. Jason says, received 50, had 30 hatch. Congratulations. Jason, if you want to let me know what you ordered, I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully you came on over to the new video. I'll write your name down just in case you're back. Cody Young says, before you had said in a video that you think jumbos are best for beginners, what are they better for? Why are they better for beginners? They're feather sexable, they're big, they're nice size eggs, they're hardy, they're easy to sex, things like that. Brett says, if trying to produce large jumbo size quail, does it matter to set only the large size eggs, or will a smaller size egg still have the potential to produce the best jumbo grade large quail? Thanks. Yes, I would have a cutoff. For example, my cutoff is 13 grams. The highest is 18 grams is what I put in. The reason why I have such a large gap is because a lot of my 13 gram eggs will produce 14 and a half ounce quail at 10 weeks. So yeah, the whole egg size matters thing, it's not what I think. Calvin Cook says, can you share what you believe to be the best incubator? I cannot. We build our own, so I do not have the experience with that. I'm sorry. Ron says, hi Zach, any shipping updates from the Philippines? I won't know until Monday, late Monday. Chris Bland says, can paint affect quail in cage, or it does not matter? Can paint affect quail in cage? I don't know what that means. If you're painting the cage, then probably. They'll eat it, and you're not supposed to eat paint. Raphael says, praying for your mom. Thank you very much. Joe says, hello from Mexico. Welcome. Thank you very much. Cajun Calvin says, hatched 42 out of 50 jumbos. I will take that number every day. Congratulations. A lot of great hatch rates tonight, everybody. Thank you very much. And thank you all for hanging in there. Gary Poe says, Sharpersburg, Kentucky's in the house. Welcome. Angel says, planning to follow your breeding plans and change my males twice a year. My current quails are from you. Ordering eggs from you in a few months should be enough to introduce new blood to my flock. That's great. Best of luck. And we will be doing a breeder playlist, so stay tuned for that. Marie says, I'm still recovering from COVID. It's a long recovery for sure. Hope your ma feels better soon. I'm glad you're doing better, and thank you very much. Your order actually goes out tomorrow, so best of luck. Junie says, it's not an easy choice to make. Either way, it's a choice between family. Absolutely. Dan Sharp says, hello from the UK. Do you find your business slows down in the winter and picks up again after? Yeah, I would say November, December is definitely our slower months. Luckily, we have the business, the corporate accounts that take most. But I would say if I throw any away or put extra eggs in, or maybe give away eggs, like I'm doing tonight, this would be the time to do it. Starting in January, there will be no giveaways because I will have no eggs. Let's see. Kenneth Parrish says, how long do you leave eggs in the incubator after the hatch date? I usually don't let them stay in there longer than day 20. If left longer, will they have health issues or defect more times than not? Yes. Yes. If they hatch on day 22, then yeah, they usually have issues. Freezer says, question, what could be a reason for a really, really aggressive male quail? First, I thought it's trying to be broody. I thought it's a female, but then I vent sexed him. He bites me, but is fine with other quail. I don't know. If he's fine with other quail, then I wouldn't say he's aggressive. He's probably just territorial and doesn't like you in a space. Close Spit says, hello, that's hilarious. Your dog's, oh, nope, never mind. Alan Benware says, hi from Malone, New York. I just ordered 50 eggs. After they get bigger, should the different kinds be separated, or would it be okay to mix and match? P.S. When would you be shipping? Stay safe. You'll probably ship out this week. I'm not too sure what you ordered. And yeah, they can all go together. Not a big problem at all. They all get along. Kelly says, thinking about setting up a grow out cage inside my huge chicken coop. Will chickens freak out the quail too much to consider this? I would not recommend it. Chickens are pretty dirty. They carry diseases. Quail carry the same things, but at a much lower amount. But if quail and chicken are together, the chickens will give the quail what they have. Quail will not be able to handle it. I don't recommend it. Some people do it, and it's fine. Melina Belk says, Happy Thanksgiving. Who's the winner? If you missed it, Zach Sifferman was the winner for the Winola Ranch cage and the 60 Myshire eggs. Lisa Toby was a winner because I did 2 giveaways for fun. And I'm picking 4 winners tonight. If we get 2 more likes, I'll do 5. 5 winners tonight for 60 mixed eggs for staying in there. And best questions will win. Jeff G says, hello from Wisconsin. Welcome. Judy says, hey, Zach, any shipping updates for the Philippines? Not until Monday. Jimmy Zez says, hi, Zach, I got 24 hatched out of 30 jumbo. I ordered 25, and you added 5 extra things, so those covered the unhatched eggs. Thank you. That's great. 24 out of 25 jumbo. Man, for any of you that are asking if this is not a good time to ship, I'll give you numbers in a minute to show this is the time to ship. Patrick Folt says, do you know how many colors of Coternyx exist, and are you coming out with any new ones in 2021? I'm sure we'll come out with 1 or 2. We're working on them now. True colors, I would say there's probably no more than 30 true colors. I mean, you know, you can get odd stuff, but, you know, a lot of people just make stuff up. It's never going to breed true, and not good to be crossing everything with everything constantly. I would say 30 is what I'm going to say, and I'm going to stick to it. Rose Coldrake Heather says, hi from Northeast Ohio. Prayers for your family. Thank you very much. Cajun Calvin says, which came first, the quail or the egg? Good question. Don't know. Amy Lynn Casper says, of 100 ordered, received 120, 93 hatched. Congratulations, 93 out of 100. No, out of 110. 93 out of 110. Haven't figured out percentage for each type. We'll let you know when I do have had several die, the ones that seemed weak. Well, best of luck to you. I would definitely recommend watching the YouTube video on our YouTube channel, Myshire Farm, Top 5 Reasons for Chick Fatality. That might help you a lot. Amy Lynn Casper says, Sheffield Village, Ohio here. Welcome. Verna, if you could text the phone number and my website address so that people can have it. And also the coupon code to get 30% off eggs. If you want to do that, it ends tonight at midnight. The coupon code is THANKS, THANKS. The website is myshirefarm.com. My phone number is 937-760-7282. Jason says, I'm getting a few bantam hens to hatch my quail eggs naturally. Do you suggest a specific type? I have no experience with that at all. Best of luck. Red Dirt Farm says hello from Southwest Oklahoma. Welcome. The Laney's F. Laney's F. Do you ship eggs to Canada? Not at this time. I'm sorry. Chris Bland says at Vernon, can paint affect what, or does it matter? I don't. If it's in the cage, then yes. Bob Simmons says, hey, Zach, got my 60 mixed eggs. Have you heard of anyone having problems with the little giant quail rails? Had to work with the plastic pieces to loosen them up. I have heard a lot of issues about little giants, but I don't know anything about it. I would highly, highly recommend you go to Facebook, join the Facebook group Newbie Quail Lovers, ask who has a little giant, and if they've had any issues, you will get a lot of responses there. Judy Martin says, question, can I breed my regular size males with the jumbo females and still get a decent sized bird? I would not recommend it. Males are more important than females as far as size goes, and you will start losing weight rather than adding weight. Sandra B says, what birds can be raised with quail? I'm raising partially in cages and partially on pasture and want to add variety in pastures area times. I don't recommend putting anything with quail, but that is up to you. Harold Bates says, what would cause 2-week-old chicks to lose most of their feathers before their adult feathers come in? We're talking bald. Usually it is overheat and overcrowded. I could go into it and explain it, but I have some videos about that, but it's usually an overheat, overcrowd. If they're in the brooder, I recommend 6 quail per square foot, but once they're 3 weeks old, light needs to come off, and then if it's cold out, then they can stay in there, but they need to change the square feet to 3 to 3.5 quail per square foot after 3 weeks old, no matter what. Junie says, when you build your cages, do you use pressure-treated wood? Do you add any coats or something to maintain the wood? do use pressure treated, yes. Susie says, Zach, not quail related, but how are the wife's emus doing? She still love them. She does. She likes them a lot. Reed says 20. Oh, I saw. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Brian French, I'm talking really fast and not really going into answers right now just to try to get caught up because I have a lot of questions. Plus, you guys are commenting a lot on here, and I am just super behind. So I'm trying to go. I'm very sorry. Brian French says, from Ohio, the totals from our hatch are 84 out of 110, 120 SSCs, 20 of 25 fab feet. Okay, hold on. I got to go to another page because there's a lot of hatch rates this week, and I'm very excited to announce all the hatches at the end of the night. All right, 84 out of 110 SSC, 20 out of 25 fab feed, 11 out of 25 snowy, not great, 8 out of 25 pearl, also not great, 13 out of 25 jumbo, oof, not really liking that either. Had problems with one incubator and humidity jumped overnight. Well, that's something. It's not horrible. I mean, it's still above a 50% hatch rate overall, but you got 84 out of 110 SSCs and 20 out of 25 fab fees, and then just, 8 out of 25, 11 out of 25. I don't like that. But still, not a bad hatch rate, so congratulations. Richard Edwards says, received 120 eggs and had 93 hatch. That's great. 93 out of 110 that you ordered. Richard Edwards, if you are still on, hopefully I did not bore you or you got disgusted with the whole issues. If you could let me know what you ordered, I'd greatly appreciate it. David says, I had 120 eggs in my incubator and they are a mix. My question is, once they hatch, should I separate each kind of quail? No, they will all get along just fine. I would not worry about it. Reed Lead says, I ordered 25 and hatched 16. Oh, I thought you hatched 25. Okay. Oh, I did not write it down because I didn't know how many. 16 out of 25. Not bad. Congratulations. Jumbo. Not bad at all. Let's see. Matthew Simpson's my first quail from birds I hatched and raised is literally hatching right now. Pretty awesome. That's great. Best of luck. Congratulations. Chris Bland says that nope, not talking to me. Katie says, can you have a speckled celadon quail egg? Yes, you can. Freezer says, how many quail do you have? 6,500. MB says, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone is having a great night. I was, and then I got super behind, and then we had issues, and it's been, but I'm getting caught up, and answers are being done. Questions are being answered. Thank you for all your hard work and helping us all be more self-sufficient. From Big Mike and the family from Long Island. Glad you're here. Thank you very much. Melina Belk says, when did you decide to have quail for the first time? 8 years ago, maybe. I'm not too sure. Brittany Hawk says, I can't stay long, but I do want to support you. My 120 mix is in the middle of hatching so far. Got 28. That's great. Best of luck. Keep me posted. Melody says, question, at what age can you sex feather sexable birds? At 3 weeks old. 3 weeks old. Tinkboy04 says, what is your favorite color of quail? SSC, Schofield Silver Collection. Susie says, we painted our cage and let it dry for a few days before adding the quail. Have had no problem with my quail. There you go. Sillamore 1961 says, everybody hit the thumbs up. Well, you can do that on this video too as well. Please hit the thumbs up, support the channel. I'm trying to get to your questions as fast as possible. I'm very sorry. Junie says, please don't pick me because I don't have room for them right now. Okay, not a problem. Matthew Simpson says, thanks for Brian says, what's the biggest quail you've ever raised? It was a jumbo wild, and I think it was like 18.3 ounces. 18 point something. Stephanie Boone says, what do you cross to get panda? It takes about 5 different things. It's very difficult. Luke ZC21 says, hi from Sunbright, Tennessee. Welcome. Jerry Alexander says, are jumbo wild males to be big for the SSC and are jumbo wild males to be big for the SSC and tuxedos? I don't know what you mean. I'm very sorry. Jerry Alexander, if you're still on, can you please re-ask the question and I will try to answer. Freezer says, do you talk to Manchester Farms? What is the top 3 biggest quail farms in the U.S.? Do you talk to Manchester Farms? What is the top 3 biggest quail farms in the USA? Manchester Farms. I don't know what that is. What is the 3 biggest quail? I have no idea what the 3 biggest quail farms are. Tinkboy04 says, how did Myshire start? Very long question. I might be able to answer it in a little bit, but I'm going to try to get caught up first. I apologize. But long story short, we just started, and one thing led to another. Charlotte's Crazy Critters Homestead says, if water cups are supplied from water line directly rather than a large pail or holding tank, will they be less slimy? Yes, that's what we do. Jimmy Zez says, question, a few of my newly hatched quail are having watery light brown poop. They all seem to be eating and drinking. Is it anything I need to be concerned about? Few of my newly hatched quail have. I wouldn't worry about anything. Maybe add electrolytes to the water once every 3 or 4 days for about a week. You should be fine. No, I wouldn't worry about it. Freezer says, why aren't quail not so popular in the U.S. unlike other countries? I feel like they are pretty popular. We sell about, well, this year we'll sell about 600,000. Over 500,000 eggs alone, just eggs. So I feel like they're popular, and we're only one farm. Melody Boomhauer says, how many quail do you need to be profitable? That all depends on your business model and what you do. CC Dickey says, I'm waiting to only breed SSC because of all the colors, but want meat birds too. Are jumbo really worth changing my mind from Alabama? Yes, yes. I feel like everybody in the world should have jumbo wilds. MB says, sorry I'm late. Does anyone else know if it's still a few weeks on live birds? It is. It's probably not till the end of the year. I have to use every live quail I hatch out. Doc Holiday says, Zach, what is your dream color pattern that doesn't exist yet? I'm working on it now, so I'm not going to say. I apologize. Junie says, having buffering issues here. Oh, I'm getting close. Luke ZC21 says, hatch 19 out of 30 hatched from a bid we won on Facebook, doing well so far. We have heard mixed opinions on adding vinegar to water. Is that something we should be doing? We don't do it. I don't recommend it, but I mean, some people do it if you want. If you're going to do anything, add electrolytes to the water. I recommend Save a Chick electrolytes. Robin C says, hello from Michigan, ordered eggs on Friday. Cannot wait to get them. Thank you very much. Best of luck, and keep me posted. Gary Cook says, hello from Central California. Welcome. Freezer says, Zach, can you auctioneer? I don't think I could. I don't think I have the talent. It's definitely a skill. Bluegrass Transport says, I will send you a bottle of water for picking me for free eggs giveaway. I've got bottled water. They're just not here. And my throat's getting really, really dry. Oh, my God. Jim Webb says, was the minimum something? Height, maybe? Heath? I don't know. Jim Webb, if you're still on, please re-ask the question. I'll be happy to answer. Chris Bland says, what year did Myshire farm start? How long after that did you make profit? Oh, I don't have the numbers in front of me. We have been in business for going on, 7 years. We profitable? I mean, it was sustainable in a year. Profitable, 3, give or take. Jason Rockwell says, are there any specific bantam hens you would suggest to hatch quail eggs? I've never done it. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm sorry. Don Cook says, prayers for your mom. If adding blood to a line like Scarlex to prevent inbreeding, does it make sense to use a Roux dilute like Egyptian or autumn amber to maintain the Roux gene? It does. Absolutely. That's a great idea. That's what we do. So yes. Freezer says, when incubating, do you spray the egg with Listerine or anything, or trust Mother Nature? No, we do not spray anything. We used to. We actually get a better hatch rate when you don't spray them with Listerine. We have done that and did test trials, and that is true. Anna Mishka, I hope I said that correctly. What grains do you use in your feed? We actually have feed videos that show you what it looks like, the ingredients, the percentages, when we use it, when we transfer over. I would highly recommend checking that out on our YouTube channel, Myshire Farm. Search quail feed on our YouTube channel. It should pull up, and that will give you a lot of answers. Is there ever a breakdown in delivery or availability of feed at stores? What would you use as an option to feed quail? Well, I just answered that as well. Doc Holiday says, Zach, my question was, if you were the one and only person to have quail and were tasked to keep the quail hobby alive, sole distributor of quail, which 3 types would you pick and why? Well, that's a trick question because I would not let that happen. I would sell, and if I couldn't sell, then I would give away a bunch of eggs to a bunch of different people so that I wouldn't be the only one. It's not healthy to be the only one. I would never want to be the only quail farm. I would never want to be the only quail breeder. I would never want to be the only quail business, because that's a monopoly, and I don't like monopolies. That's not right. There needs to be competition. There needs to be different mindsets. I have my mindset. I'm willing to adapt and change, but I do things the way I think they should be done. Someone else does things the way they should be done, and people have choices, and that's the benefit. But other than that, the 3 types I would pick would be Jumbo Wilds, SSCs, and Jumbo Wilds, SSCs, and Scarlets. Jumbos because everybody should have jumbos. SSCs because you'll hatch all kinds of colors and be able to breed different colors and get a bunch of new colors out of those. And Scarlets because it carries the Roux gene, which means you can get Egyptians, which means you can get sexlings, which means you can get, with the SSCs, they'll hatch out Italian, and with the Scarlet, you could get Autumn Amber. You can pretty much make almost every color if you have jumbos, SSCs, and Scarlets. Dean Bose says, how do we enter? I'm sorry, probably already asked. How do we enter? All you got to do is ask a unique question. I will pick a winner right now because we're over 130 likes. I will do 5 winners tonight with the best questions. I'm still waiting to hear a really good question that catches me off guard. I need something unique, but that is how you enter. Melody says, when you get more males from a breeding group, do you change your male out to try for more female chicks? When you get more males from a breeding group, do you change your male out to try for more female chicks? No, I do not. Jamie Kreider says, Dixie Delight Quail Farm here. Welcome. Thank you very much. Beth Reed says, GPC, Snowy, Feather, Sexable, Jumbo Wild, and White Wings. What to cross for fun chicks? I wouldn't cross GPCs and Snowies. They're too closely related. I would probably do GPCs and your Feather Sexable mix. You'll get some cool stuff out of that. And then I would also do Snowies with some Feather Sexables. And I would use Jumbo Wilds with your Jumbo White Wings to increase the size of your White Wings. Jeremy says hi from Louisiana. Jim Webb says, what is the minimum height for a quail cage? Anywhere from 8 to 12 inches. I'm sorry, I'm trying to go super fast. Sam Durham says hi from Haverday Grace, Maryland. I have a silver male. Can I put him in with a white? You can. You could. Dean says, is corporation farming the reason quail aren't as popular as they should be? I think they're popular. I just think the word's not out enough. I think we need better sellers, including myself. Richard Edwards says, received 120 eggs and hatched 93, all good in Orange, Texas. Congratulations, Richard Edwards. If you are still with us, I hope you are. If you can let me know what you ordered, I will write down your name, but that would help me with my records. But 93 out of 110, that is great. Congratulations. Freezer says, yes, please slow down questions so Zach can get to the Chris Plan says, can 10 days shipped eggs still hatch? You'll have a low hatch rate, but some might. Freezer says, it is only me who lost connection with, nope. Lost, blah, I did his, blah, 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 stop, Can I keep quail at the bottom of my pigeon's pen to clean up waste feed? I would not. You will get your quail real sick real fast, I believe. Lenore says, Zach, what happened to meat birds that eat layer feed? Does the extra calcium affect meat birds? Well, meat birds are also layers, so it helps them. Rest of them, I think, are looks like that's it. Okay, so I'm going to close out of this. I'm going to refresh. Gosh, darn it. And then I'll start on these questions. Oh my God, I'm so behind. Okay, here we go. Zach Sifferman says, Verna Young, what do I need to do? I literally just got on. Oh, okay, Zach Sifferman, you won. You won the Wynola Ranch cage and you won 60 free Myshire eggs. So congratulations. You want to text me. Verna has commented my phone number. Text me your full name and address. I will get you on my ship list. I will send that over to Wynola Ranch and you will get your stuff in the next week or so. Also, Lisa Toby also won 60 free eggs. Congratulations. So congratulations. Zim as Life says, I don't know. That's the first comment I see is Zach Sefferman. So because there's so many comments, I might have lost some. Again, I am super sorry. But if you have not had your question read, and it should have been read by now, please ask again. I know it's really inconvenient and really annoying, but I want to help. But I just need you to be patient. I'm sorry. Zim as Life says, why will you not have any eggs to ship in January, corporate accounts or shipping rush? Why? Oh, no, just January is our busy season. Good question, but no, January is just when we start getting hit hard. Alan Malone says, Vern, I'm doing a 100 egg giveaway for best question from the UK. Okay, Alan Malone's on, so if anyone is here from the UK, ask a question and let us know that you're in the UK. We're also giving 100 eggs away from them. In a row, that's funny. Matthew Simpson says, little giant rails and produce our salad and made in the US. There you go. Reed Lee says, how many quail should I get to be somewhat sustainable for eggs and meat? Currently I have 14 jumbo wilds that are almost 2 weeks old, and I'm planning on breeding them to get some more. I would go to our YouTube channel, Myshire Farm, go to the search area and type in quail math. I did quail math about how many quail you need for eggs to produce for a family and how many you need for meat to produce for a family, and that will give you much better answers than what I could do right now. Verna, I just want to say thank you for all that you do and that you're doing a great job. Engineer Blake says, I have an indoor pet flock and had to separate a hen for a few days to heal its prolapse. Now that's rejoined the flock, it keeps coming up to me and whining. Why would this be, and will it ever stop? I don't know, but make sure your calcium is at least 3.5% so that there is no prolapsing. Brittany Hawk says, I'm back for a while. Thank you very much. Sorry about all the confusion and delays. Sammy says, hey, Zach, just wondering if I missed your answer on contaminated water and my birds. Contaminated water and my birds. I don't remember that question, but I feel like I've already answered everything. So Sammy, if you're still on, please ask again. I would love to help, but I don't know the question. I'm very sorry. Brittany Hawk says, not sure if you answered my question, but is there any disease I have to worry about crossing over from other livestock to quail? Yes, I would never recommend it. I don't think it's a good idea. Some people do it, and I don't think it's a good idea. Here's the thing. All animals, all fowl, chickens, peacocks, pheasants, chuckers, all of them, they all carry certain diseases. They all carry salmonella. They all carry this. They all carry that. But because they've been bred for so long, they're kind of immune to that amount. But if you put in an emu in with some chickens, well, emus has a much higher threshold for stuff like that, where chickens do not. So emus can get chickens really sick. Well, quail are really, really small. So putting something with quail is just not a good idea. Some people do it. I don't recommend it, but you can if you want. You can worry about a lot of diseases doing that. Carrie says, we are considering building a new quail house. What are your recommended must-haves for a quail house? Feed and water. If it's going to be outside, I probably would do 1/2 inch. I don't know. That's about it. And make sure they're out of the elements, a little housing so they can get out of the elements. MC Sykes says, I love my Myshire Farm quail, Tibetan, beautiful and sweet. All hens laying and males are either servicing or in the freezer. That's great. Congratulations, MC Sykes. That's great. Reed Lead says, my family has 5 people, but I'm planning on giving away a couple eggs because my family doesn't eat too many eggs. There you go. Congratulations. Anthony Romero says, thank you so much for all you're doing. From Glorieta, New Mexico, welcome. Thank you very much for showing up. Jerry Alexander says, for breeding jumbo wild males to SSCs and tuxedos. I don't understand the question. For breeding jumbo wild males to SSC and tuxedos? I mean, you can. I'm very sorry, Jerry. I don't understand the question. If you can maybe ask me again, I would appreciate it. I don't know what that means. I don't know. I'm very sorry. Chris Bland says, what else can be a substitute to electrolytes? Somebody smarter might be able to tell me. I don't know. I use electrolytes. They're cheap and good and natural. Darren Jensen says, are you interested in smaller breeders helping you with special breeding projects? Right now, I will be in the future. I'm trying to get everything done here, life kind of together. Feels like I'm being pushed in a lot of different directions right now. But my plan is to get through the rest of this year. It's been rough and it just seems to get rougher, but you know, muster through it, power through it, get through it. At the beginning of the year, we're going to be revamping our entire YouTube channel with the help of Verna and a couple other people. And then we're going to be revamping our YouTube or our website. I will be revamping a couple other things. And then eventually we will be asking people if they would like to help us do projects, but I am not set up for that yet. I got to get a scripture in the Bible says that you need to get your house in order before you can lead others. And I am doing my best to lead my house and keep it in order and help you on your journey, but I don't feel like I'm leading anybody. Whereas in that circumstance, I feel like I'd be the leader, and I just got too much stuff going on right now. But in the future, that is definitely the goal for sure. Mr. Nice says, great streaming. Thank you from Tanzania. Very cool. Welcome. Freezer says, yeah, thumbs up, people. Maybe Zach will get impressed and we'll choose 6 people. I am up to 5 people. Oh my God, 138 likes. Guys, I know everybody's been waiting for your questions to be answered. Thank you very much for your patience. I really appreciate it. But I just want to take a second and just, you guys are amazing. I really love the support. It means a lot to me. Thank you very, very much. I think 5 is my max. If we can get to 150 likes, I'd greatly appreciate it. But 560 counts plus the other 2. That's enough eggs for me. I'm sorry. Juanita Field says, do your hatching eggs for feeders cost less than eggs for raising them for food? I got to read that again. Do your hatching eggs for feeders cost less than eggs for raising them for food? No, we raise them all the same. Good question though. Rose Gold Ray Heather, what color is the hardest to keep in its jumbo size? Egyptians. Erie Quail Farm says, sorry I'm late. Hello, my favorite peeps. Welcome, glad you're here. Reed Lead says, how long should quail manure be composted before use in the garden? And what plants, fruits, vegetables can quail eat? Anything citrus they can eat, and we usually compost for about 6 to 9 months. Very good question. And Reed Lead, I'm going to pick that as one of the questions for the giveaway. So Reed Lead, you will want to text me at my phone number 937-760-7282. Verna, I know I'm keeping you busy. Thank you very, very, very much for helping me out. But if you could comment my phone number again, Reed Lead, you are our first out of our 5 winners for a unique question. Oh, I missed a 4 in there. So congratulations on that. Sam Durham says, what is your personal favorite color of quail? It is the SSC, but it will be changing shortly once I introduce a new color. Candy Fork Riverman says, how big do the pearl get at maturity, about to place an order? I don't remember. 9? I don't know. For sure, what I would do is go to our playlist, All About the Colors, on our YouTube channel, and All About the Colors is a breakdown of each color. One of those videos will say All About the Pearl, and that will show average hatch rate on chipped eggs this year, how much they weigh at full maturity, egg size, and all that. I don't remember off the top of my head. Luke ZC21 says, how old do the chicks have to be to start giving them treats? I wouldn't do it until I wouldn't do it until they start laying eggs. Peter Klingsheim says, I'm looking to order my first order of eggs from you. What is the best decision for me to pick as a meat bird? The best decision for meat is the Jumbo Wilds, hands down. They're the largest by a lot. Gina Harstad says, I have 6 new jumbos, 2 of which are males. I believe there needs to be more females as these boys are rough. One scalped a girl. Do you suggest I call the male? He also pecked at her eye. She's healing. 1 and 6. Yeah, until you get what I would. It kind of sounds like that male needs to go anyway. So I would probably call that male and do a 1-to-6 ratio. You'll still probably have about a 75% fertility rate, which is decent. And then when you get more hens, you can introduce another male. But I would probably get rid of one of the males, yeah. Because it sounds like he's a little aggressive anyway. And if you have 2 to 6, that's a 1-to-3 ratio. You're doing more harm than good at that point. I'm very sorry. Pinky from let's see. You know, that's a really good question. Gina Harstard, you are my second winner. I'm giving away 5 60-count eggs tonight from Myshire Farm for very unique questions. I really like that question. So Reed Lead won the first one. Gina Harstard won the second. Remember that Zach Sifferman won the cage and 60 eggs from our giveaway this week. Lisa Toby also won. And I've still got at least 3 60 counts to give away, so ask your questions. Maybe not too many because my throat is killing me. Actually, I know everybody is being very patient, and I know we had some difficulties technically. I am getting to your questions, but I'm actually going to log out of this for a second and try to text my wife on here and see if one... Give me just a second. I'm sorry. Well, who knows if she's got her phone. All right, I'm going back. I am very sorry. Am I stalled? Oh, no, that was me. Haha, dummy. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Pinky, have you ever sold your older birds to Raptor rescues as a food source for rehabilitating birds of prey? That's actually what we use for our expired breeders. Go to falconers. Yes. Erie Quail Farms, not talking to me. Did COVID-19 affect your business or it made you more sales? I am not too sure. I'm not too sure. I mean, you could ask, that would be a good question to ask on, Facebook, Newbie Quail Lovers Facebook group. How many people got into quail because of COVID this year? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. Jesse Mills says, when you count the hatch percentage only by the number ordered versus how many received, wouldn't that throw the overall percentage off? Well, I guarantee what you order. I want you to get what you pay for, right? So that's why I do it that way. I can see it both ways, but on the same token, if you ordered 50 jumbos and 25 hatched, that's 50%. Now, I would send 60, but you paid for 50, and we guarantee 50%. I feel like that's fair. I'm being fair, not generous. I'm being fair. Well, with the hatch rates, I'm doing on what did you get out of your money is what I'm looking at, not what my numbers are. I know what my numbers are because we hatch out weekly. Here. Random Quail says, when does the stream end? As soon as I finish all the questions, I'm going as fast as possible. I'm very sorry. Could really use that water. Richard Edwards says, received 120 eggs, hatched 93, all in good. All good in Orange, Texas. Thanks, Zach. Richard Edwards, thank you very much. I do have you written down, but I need to know what you ordered. If you could let me know what you ordered, I'd greatly appreciate it. Mad Farm says, question, which came first, the quail or the egg? I'm assuming the quail. Random Quail says, I meant stream. Yep, got it. David Cotton says, have you ever kept any quail as a pet alone? We did when we started. Girls Out Glamping Trailer Talk. I like the name. Would you consider a tab on your website to submit suggested recipes using quail? That's a great idea. I have no idea how to do it, but we are revamping our website by the end of the year. So feel free to text me with any ideas. I'll take any idea and we'll try it. Sandra B says, what is the best height for aviary with quail? I mean, for a cage is 8 to 12 inches. An aviary, doesn't really matter. Earl Nichols says, what would you feed the quail to improve the quality and taste of the meat and or eggs? I would feed them a layer feed. Crabtree's Honeybee says, how do you breed for specific traits such as egg size or bird size? It's pretty much, you know, if you're breeding for egg size, then you find out what your average is. So let's say your eggs average from, 8 grams to 14 grams. Well, start off saying, I'm not incubating anything under a 10-gram egg. And then you increase, I'm not incubating anything from 11-gram egg. And you just keep reproducing larger eggs. You do the same for birds. It's a simple answer, but it's the easiest answer to give. YRB says, has a quail hatched in space? Yes, a quail did hatch in space, which is very interesting. But yeah, Richard Edwards, mixed. Okay, thank you very much. Ow, dang it. I used my broken finger to try to open up my lid and did not feel good. Brittany Hawk says, are there any diseases I have to worry about? I did answer that already. I hope you heard it. Kelly says, when starting out, how many different varieties would you recommend as to not be overwhelmed? I would recommend a personal preference, whatever you want to do. Well, I can tell you this. What I recommend starting out with would either be Jumbo Wilds, mixed, or feather sexable mix, or golds. They're all feather sexable, except for the mix. The mix are just fun and just kind of gets you in the groove of things, gets you, you know what you need to know, you learn what you need to learn, kind of like that. But the feather sexable mix, the Jumbo Wilds and the Italians, the golds, are all feather sexable, which is easy to start with. You can sex them out at 3 weeks old. They're all hardy, and they're fairly on the larger side and all consistent layers. So that's how I answer that. Gina says, I have a few Celadon carrying quail. If I put a male in with a group of non-Celadons, would the chicks that hatch from that all carry the Celadon gene? No. You need the female and the male to carry the Celadon gene. Charlotte's Crazy Critters Homestead says, do you have a video for Roux to help understand it? I believe so. We did an Egyptian video and we did a sex-link video that talks about the Roux, so I would assume. Don't know for sure. Matthew, it would be more, we'll talk about that specifically into our breeding program rather than all about the colors, but I do go into it a little bit. Matthew Simpson says, do you worry about a little poop on eggs going into the incubator? Yeah, I'm really picky on that. So I have overalls on at all times. I mean, my shirt is over my overalls, but I have overalls on at all times. It's pretty much my towel, my whatever. So if there's some, poop that's on it, I'll wipe it off. If it's dried or really nasty, then I don't use it at all. It's not worth it. Jesse Mills says, also, I've been watching all the old videos and liking all of them. Thank you very much. In the videos, there's a spot on the website with all the colors pictured and labeled. I haven't been able to find it. In the video, there's a spot on the website with all the colors pictured and labeled. Well, on our website, we do have each picture and labeled. However, we have a YouTube video. I don't know where it's at. The easiest way to find it would be go to Facebook. Go to the Myshire Quality Quail Farm Facebook page, and on the pinned post is the YouTube video of the slideshow of all the colors and the names. That would be the easiest way to find it all in bulk. Patrick Folt says, when creating an information binder to keep good records, what all things would you recommend putting in there? Oh, that's a big question. We actually talked about that 2 weeks ago. So I'm not going to go into depth about it because we did discuss that in one of the top 5 tips and tricks. But quickly, I'll mention a few. You want hatch dates, you want average size, you want minimum monthly egg laying, how many eggs they're laying, how old they are, how many is in a cage, what the hatch rates are, fertility checks, average egg size, average weight. That's most. Heidi Spark says, what color would I need to get lilac color? Well, you definitely need SSC. Oops. Sorry, everybody. You would definitely need SSCs. Why is it every time? I mean, my phone went to 20%, so it froze for a second. Am I back? Yeah, I'm back. Okay. My phone froze for just a second because I am losing battery, so I apologize about that. Not the end of the world. It's okay. You didn't lose me forever. But the question was, what colors would I need to get lilac? You definitely need SSC for sure. But how is it? Why is it every time that my phone freezes for a second, whether it's phone calls or windstorms, or my phone saying, 20% battery left, hit OK to proceed, whatever the case may be. It is the worst picture of me. I'm like, it's just, why? It's really annoying. Susan says, is there any issues raising quail and rabbits in the same building, all in hanging cages? It's personal preference. I don't do it. A lot of people do. Whatever you want to do. I don't recommend it. Onamishka. Did I say it correctly? If you're still on, let me know if I said it correctly. I want to say this by the end of the night. Onamishka. Is that right? I hope it's right. What do you regret about your quail experience? No regrets. Any failures are lessons. And I would not be where I'm at without the failures and without the lessons I learned. I would not be able to help and educate and encourage everybody else if I did not go through the bad, which is what I'm trying to do, is prevent you from doing my mistakes. So, none. Better. Okay. Anamishka. Is that right? Obviously, my wife did not get the text or didn't care. I'm not too sure. Let's see. Woodrow Shaver says, Woodrow from Midland City, Alabama. 70% hatch rate on my eggs from y'all. Well, that's great. Hopefully I didn't bore you. Woodrow Shaver, if you're still on, if you could let me know how many hatched out of what you got and what they ordered, I would greatly appreciate it. I will write it down for our records. Jessica Robar says, what size eggs do you have the best hatch rate out of? The size of my jumbo egg varies. What size eggs do you have the best hatch rate? Between 13 and 15 grams for jumbos. On standards, probably 9 to 11, 9 to 12. Luke CZ21 says, how do quails communicate to each other? They talk a lot. Rich Jenkins says, asking again, I have 1 out of 12 that only lay eggs without a shell. Why? It sounds like that one quail has probably a calcium deficiency. You could add maybe oyster shells to the feed, and that might boost her up and not really affect the other ones too much. Or you could maybe isolate her and give her oyster shells on her own. And then she should be able to start laying. She just needs more calcium than the other quails need. It sounds like she has a calcium deficiency. Doc Holliday says, Zach, will you ever try to make SSC or GPC jumbo? No, I don't believe in SSC and GPC jumbo. Yes, they can get to jumbo size. That's not the problem, but the consistency is the issue. Plus, they will never breed true, nor should they ever breed true. No part of SSC or GPC should ever breed true because it's way too much inbreeding, which means you will never be able to have a jumbo. It's just not ethical to sell it that way. It's not right. Freezer says, how many quails did you have 2 years ago, last year, and this year? How many quails did you have 2 years ago, last year, and this year? I don't know off the top of my head. 2 years ago, probably 20, oh, I don't know. Probably somewhere around 2,000. Last year, I think we maxed out at like 3,000, maybe. This year, we're at 6,500. Bob Daltrey says, hatched my SSEs, ordered 18 out of 25 hatched. Well, that's great. I will write it down. 18 out of 25 SSC. Great hatch rate. Congratulations. Any resources on chick versus adult color? Lots of cool colors. We did a playlist on our YouTube channel, Myshire Farm, all about the colors. I would watch the SSC video. That should give you some ideas. Also on our Facebook page, Myshire Quality Quail Farm, on the pinned post is a playlist, a slideshow of all the colors and the names. Not all the colors, but most of the colors. Frieza says, do your kids help with your quail? Are they interested in this? Yeah, they help. I mean, I don't ask them to do a lot. If they help, I want them to want to. I don't want them to feel like it's a burden. And then that bite me in the butt later on. They need to learn that there's responsibilities, and they need to learn that this is a family business and they benefit from this and they benefit from the family, so they got to put some work in. But, you know, I don't work them very hard. They have chores, not necessarily as quail. They'll help me, you know, maybe once every week, once every 2 weeks in the quail, but they take care of all animals on the farm. They feed and water twice a day, everyone except for the quail. You know, donkeys, and they brush the donkeys once every 3 days. They take care of the pigs. They take care of the goats. They feed and water twice a day. They help butcher quail. They help butcher chickens. You know, cleaning rooms, washing dishes. So I believe in responsibility, but I don't want to overburden them where they hate the farm down the road because all they feel like it's work. I want them to enjoy it and want to help because I want them to have a heart to help and be a part of it rather than being forced to. It's a very tricky line, but so they help on the farm, not necessarily in the barn. I don't know if that answers the question. And you don't necessarily have to agree with me. Do I have to worry about any diseases crossing over? I believe if I asked a ton. It's okay that you asked. I guess you did not hear the answer, so I will answer it now. I do not recommend you putting quail with anything. Here's the thing. Chickens, emu, any fowl, ducks, whatever, they all carry diseases. They all carry coccidiosis, whatever it's called. I can never say it correctly. I know what it is. I know how to spell it. I cannot pronounce it. It's just one of those words. I've got issues with that. I don't know what it is. Hit my head too many times, I guess. So they carry that. They carry, what is it? Salmonella. All fowl carry salmonella, right? Here's the deal. They're kind of immune to their amount of it. So chickens carry a certain amount, but they're kind of immune to it. Ducks carry a certain amount, but they're immune to it. Quail carry it, but they're immune to it. But you put a bigger animal with a smaller animal that carries that disease, well, they're not immune to the amount the chicken is. So they'll catch more of that and get sick. So I don't recommend it. People do it. They say it's fine. It's personal choice. You do what you want to do. I just don't recommend it. Linda Dixon says, hey, from Backyard Bounties, butchered our first quail today. That's great. Congratulations. That's a huge milestone. Congratulations. You should celebrate. Robert Cochran says, off the wall, how did you meet your wife and when did you know you wanted to marry her? Did I throw you off? Okay. A little bit, yeah. When did I meet my wife? I don't know. When I was I'll say 8. 11? I'll say 11. I probably met Jenna when we were 11. She was 10 or 11. When did I know I wanted to marry her? When I was 22. When did she think she wanted to marry me? I don't know if she is fully committed to wanting to be married to me. She did commit enough. I don't know. She's my better half. But no, we grew up together. We met at church, and we were friends for a really long time. Both of us went through a lot of things around the same time. We were kind of there for each other, became really good friends, and then, one thing led to another, and yeah. Freezer, did you ever notice a broody quail hen in a cage? No. There is such a thing, but we've not experienced it. Sam Durham says, what is the best recipe for quail? Is there a book out on the market? Not that I know of, but we usually like to grill out more than anything else. Richard Edwards says, do you have any meat makers and what colors do they come in? I don't really know what a meat maker is. It's really just a jumbo wild. I'm not exactly sure. I think it's just marketed differently, but it's pretty much a jumbo wild. In fact, I think meat makers are like 12 to 14 ounces, but smaller eggs. And then the jumbos are 10 to 12 ounces, but larger eggs. I'm not too sure. We have jumbo wilds. Jumbo wilds that range 14 ounces on average, and that's what I would recommend. We have 4 different jumbos. We have jumbo wilds, jumbo Egyptians, jumbo whites, and jumbo white wings. And three of the four are on our website to order now. And if you go to our website, myshirefarm.com, you can use the coupon code THANKS, THANKS, and get 30% off your order tonight. That was my telemarketing. I'm moving on. John B says, is it possible to overfeed quail? No, not possible to ever overfeed quail. They should always have quail in the pen. What is the minimum amount each quail need per day? What is the optimum amount of feed per day? I keep food in at all times, but the thought crossed my mind. I would not recommend doing anything differently. They should never, never, never be rationed. It's not healthy for them. It's not good for them. You will lose productivity, and I don't recommend it. How do you get rid of quail addiction and obsession? You don't, and you shouldn't. Verna says, Zach, the water was contaminated by rat poop. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, I would change the entire water line and give them electrolytes for a few days. I would probably keep the lights off of them and let them rest for about 3 or 4 days. Give them fresh water a few days, consistently. I would add electrolytes every 2 days. I'd probably keep them off the lights for 3, 4, 5 days. Let them just rest. Give them some cucumbers and some snacks. I don't know. I've never had that issue. Let's see. Tinkboy04 says, what is your favorite color of quail? SSC, the Schofield Silver Collection. But my new favorite is something that I cannot talk about because I have not introduced it to the public. But as of right now, the SSCs. Sam Me says, my well is contaminated by rats. Would that cause my birds to die? We lost half our flock. It could. Rats carry a lot of diseases. Yeah. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Matthew Simpson says, have any USA states ever contracted you pertaining to NCIP or AI requirements? If so, how did that go? What? Have any USA states ever contacted you pertaining? I don't know what that means, Matthew. I'm very sorry. We are NPIP and AI and certified through all 49 out of 50 states. Hawaii is just impossible. But yeah, we can ship anywhere. And that says, where do you buy your metal brooders? We make them. Or do you make them? Yes, we make them. There are some brooder videos on our YouTube video about how we made them and what they look like and everything like that. Reed Lead says, how has the pandemic shortage is impacted you and your business as a whole? Have sales gone up or down? Sales are up, but they're about up as the projections were anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. Shortages, I keep a very fine line on inventory, foamers, cartons, scissors, supplies, tape. If anything breaks, I've got a replacement. So I do really well on that. So, God dang it. I'm very, very sorry. See, I did it again. That's the worst face ever. And it stopped again. It is so annoying. I've got 10% left. I've got to hurry up. Oh my God, that's annoying. It's got to stop that. I'm very, very, very sorry for the face. I'm sorry for this. Oh, that's annoying. I don't know if you heard the answer, so I'll answer it again. Has the pandemic shortages impacted you and your business as a whole? Have your sales gone up or down? Here's the thing. No, I do very, very well. It's my strong suit with inventory. So I keep plenty of foamers, plenty of cartons, plenty of scissors, plenty of supplies. Almost everything that I use, I have a backup for. So if it breaks, I have something already, which means I have enough time to get another one in. So that's not really affected me too much. Our sales are up for the year, but they are where I projected anyway. So I don't know if the pandemic has helped or hurt or affected at all. We're where we should be, and I'm pretty good at inventory. I've always been good at that. I hope that answered. Now, back to my face when I froze again. I've got 10% left, so I've got to hurry my butt up. So we're going to go super, super fast. And if I die, I'm not getting back on. I quit for the night. But here we go. And I'm sorry for the face that it keeps showing. It's really pissing me off. Here we go. EA, is it true the less protein in their feed, the more they will eat to supplement their need? No, that's not true. Beth Reed says, I think my question was deleted. 5 rules of your business. I will try to get to that. If I don't get to it tonight, please text me. I'll text it to you. But here's the thing. I promise that we will do that next week. Okay? I promise, no matter what, unless there's a severe medical emergency with my mom, I will go over the tips and tricks and the 5 rules for your business, because I do want to go over it. It's just been crazy. I'm sorry, but I do want to go over it. Jay Joseph says, can Jumbo Wild's head fit through a 1-inch wire, or should I put a 1/2-inch wire for the size of the cage? I would do 1 inch. Engineer Blake says, is pullet-sized crushed coral calcium too big for my jumbo quail? Do I need to crush it smaller? Pullet size? No, it should be fine. I'd crush it, but it should be fine. Brittany Hawk says, are there quail shows like they have dog shows and rabbit shows? No, but a lot of 4-H people are doing them now. Frieza says, do you count as a small business? Yes, we are a business. Dwayne Van Hoos says, best single piece of advice in coaching my 11-year-old daughter on getting started with quail as a business. She needs to make the decisions. You need to be encouraged and support and be the backers. So, for example, maybe get on the website and look around, and you have her pick her favorites. And you just sell it as a business. It's a not a business, a privilege. It's a privilege. Not only these are pets, but we get to eat the eggs. And then you could cook for me and your mom, or you can give them away to people that are in need, or you could make money and buy stuff. I mean, you sell it, you get them excited, and then they need to make the decisions and you need to support. Because once you start making decisions for them, it's not theirs anymore and they'll lose interest. That would be my advice. Alicia Dinette says, if you could crossbreed quail with any other type of poultry, what would you choose? LOL, nothing. I wouldn't choose anything. Quail are perfect the way they are. Erie Quail Farm says, would you package meat birds for the freezer? We vacuum seal 4, 5. Gosh darn it, 5. We vacuum seal 5 in a bag. Not talking to me. Robin C. I ordered 50 eggs. Will I have a diverse enough sample to get 2 roos and 10 hens for breeding for meat and eggs? Will I need to order more eggs to be diverse enough to keep genetics strong? No, you should do, with 50 eggs, you should at least get 2 roos and 10 hens, I'd hope, that you can use. Dan Hess says, one of my hens lays the Celadon colored eggs. They are never intact. It seems like the quail will break and eat them every time. The normal colored quail eggs are always untouched. Any thoughts why? No. Have no idea. Weird. Roy, hi Zach. Hopefully you and your family had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Hatched 20 out of 25 jumbo wiles from you. Thanks for your great hatch rate. That's great. Congratulations. 20 out of 25 jumbo. We have had amazing hatch rates, everybody, this week. Thank you so much. Uriel says, have you thought in raising other species of quail such as Mearns or wood quail? Nope. They are not very self-sufficient. They're mainly just for fun. And I really love the self-sufficient aspect of Coturnix quail. We are a Coturnix quail farm. And that's what we'll be. Everybody else can have the business for everything else. Brittany says, what's a good way to hype up fresh frozen quail to pet stores for reptiles to eat? How much is fair to charge per bird as feeders? That is a very hard question. It's very regional. I would go in there, give them free samples, let them charge what they want to charge, and you guys come to an agreement where both of you guys make money is what I would do. Jackson Dixon says, if you go from 1 male to 4 females to 1 to 5 ratio, does it hurt your fertility rate? No, it helps your fertility rate, actually. CC Dickey says, I'm on the Facebook group. When I win, find me. I'm going to eat tonight. Y'all from Alabama, congratulations, welcome, and thank you. Katie Hawk says, if you could only eat quail or quail eggs for every meal for a week, how would you prepare them to keep your diet interesting? You know, I can eat the same thing over and over and over, so I would probably grill out, maybe deep fry a couple days. What is the number of heart rate in quail? I have no idea. Not a clue. Sammy says, hoping we can save the rest, giving them bottled water now. That's a good idea. I would definitely add electrolytes. Chris Bland says, what type of vegetable to feed or not to feed your quails? They can eat any fruits and veggies, not citrus, nothing citrus. Dwayne says, we have lots of cats in our suburb and are keeping our quail outside in cages. What ideas do you have in keeping cats away? Well, they need to be off the ground, and I would do half by half wiring is what I would do. Canny Fork River Man says, what are your top 4 colorations to start a breeding program of your own? Jumbo Wilds, SSCs, Scarlets, and a mix. Britton Cox says, hi, Brisbane Quail, Australia. Welcome. Thank you very much. Cindy Cartwright. Hold on. I'm going to freeze for just a second. I got to see my battery. Oh, good Lord. Okay, hold on. I'm going to plug in my, hold on. I'm going to plug in my, where did my extension, here. I'm going to plug in my extension cord. I'm going to be honest, everybody. I'm honestly, truly terrified to see what time it is. I don't want to know. Because I still have a lot of stuff to do tonight. So, I hope you can still hear me. Somebody, please let me know if you can. I greatly appreciate it. If you can still hear me, I greatly appreciate it, please. Okay, great. Now, I just commented stop. It is 9:20. I've been on here for 2.5 hours. I am exhausted. I still have things to do. So here's the deal. I'm going to answer all the questions up until stop, and then I got to call it a night, guys. I love to answer your questions. I hope that I can help, but I got things I got to get done. So I'm sorry. And now I got to find my place. Oh my God, I'm so behind. Dear Jesus. Okay, here we go. Cindy Cartwright says, sometimes I get an egg without spots. What could be the reason for this? Their printer was broken for the day. I really wouldn't worry about it. Roy says, my quail stopped laying eggs because the water stopped working, but I was able to fix it. How long before they start laying again? Very good question. A lot of people either have had that issue or will have that issue. Very good question. Usually, you'll start getting eggs again in about a week to 10 days. But you won't be fully consistent for about 3 weeks. Watering stop really, really affects them. Very good question. Roy, you are number 3 giveaway winner. you want to text me your full name and address, and I will send you 60 free eggs. That was a great question. Very good question. Stephanie Boone says, Zach, my daughter Haley is so obsessed with her quail that she stays up all night to watch them hatch. That's great. Congratulations. You're doing something right. Good job. Earl Nichols says, is there a feed that would help to increase egg size and or quantity? I would watch our feed videos on our YouTube channel. If you go to our YouTube channel, Myshire Farm, go to the feed video or go to the search and type in feed, watch the feed videos. That will give you a lot of advice. Richard Edwards says, do you have the meat maker birds and what color do they come in? That was already asked. I already answered. But long story short, I don't know what a meat maker is. Pretty much it's jumbo, it's just a different name. You know, jumbo wild is the same thing as jumbo browns, and jumbo browns is the same thing as whatever. So anyways, we have 4 different jumbos. We have jumbo wilds, jumbo Egyptians, jumbo white wings, and jumbo whites. If you want to know more about them, go to our playlist on our YouTube channel, Myshire Farm, all about the colors. We did a breakdown of each one. We talked about how much they weigh at full maturity on each one. We talked about average egg size, average ship rate, and all that stuff. Joseph Franco says, if I have breeders from Myshire and I buy eggs now, will I be able to breed the new eggs with the eggs I got from the Myshire birds I already have? Yes, we do the hard work of breeding, so you don't have to worry about inbreeding, so that wouldn't be a problem at all. Sam Durham says, at what age can I let my son hatch out his own quail? He's 7 right now, but is responsible 7 when it comes to animals. Should I wait until he's older? Make it a family event. It's your guys' thing for a while. And then when he wants to do it on his own, then take a step back. Can't hurt. Beth Reed says, nope. Okay. Beth Reed says, pearls mature at 9.5 to 10 ounces per the video. Okay. Thank you very much, Beth. Earl Nichols says, have you found a difference in taste while eating from one breed of color to another? No, I don't think there is. Chris Bland says, if shipped eggs is passed through X-ray, would the eggs hatch? Yes, that's a myth. I guess X-rays could hurt, but for what they do, it doesn't. It's a myth. Brittany Hawk says, what a quail look like they're dead when they're sleeping? I had one chick like sprawled out with they do that. It's kind of funny. Scary, but funny. Don Cook says, can you get standard colors too large that it affects production? I know everybody wants larger and larger quail, but I'm sure there's a limit. Yes, that's a very good question. We will go into that in depth about our breeding program. Not everything should be a jumbo. There are certain breeds for certain things. Very fun, pretty colors should not all be jumbos. Jumbos should not be the biggest you can get them. There is always a balance. Nothing in life is good when it hits extreme. There should always be moderation. Always. Great question. You win. Don Cook, you are number 4 on unique good questions tonight. Text me your full name and address, and you, sir, will get 60 free Myshire eggs. Earl Nichols says, do quail require a water bath like birds, and what do you provide for a dust bath? They don't require it. It is good for them. They like it. They enjoy it. I would do it. You can just use regular sand if you want. Pinebird says, is it better to label packages of eggs fragile, or will they get them worse treated from the PO? No, it's never worse to write on there fragile or hatching eggs, or please be careful. Can't hurt. Random Quail says, are there different types of quail crowing, and are the different purposes? I have no idea. I don't talk quail. I listen to them, but I don't talk it. Juanita Field says, is there a difference between jumbos and jumbo wilds? No, jumbos is a quail that is 10 ounces or above at full maturity. Jumbo wilds is a breed. Jumbo wilds is a feather-sexable, common brown quail. Jumbo white wings is a jumbo that averages above 10 ounces that is a wild that has white wing pattern. Jumbo whites are white quail that reach 10 ounces or above at full maturity. Jumbo Egyptians are Egyptians that hit full maturity at 10 weeks old that are jumbo size. How do you get celadons? You need celadon gene. Jason Snyder says, what is the best way to treat a prolapse vent in one of my hens? Let them rest, give them extra calcium, and you have a calcium issue. I recommend 3.5% calcium. MC Sykes says, is there anything you can do to shape or change the shape of an egg? No. For example, some of the layers have pointed eggs and others have more rounded eggs. That is just the way they go. Sillamore 1961 says, have you noticed egg size increase as hens get older? Just curious if this is only true with my quail. Have you noticed egg size increases as hens get older? It depends on how old you're talking about, but they're pretty much in their prime from about, I don't know, 12 weeks to 9 months. Frieza says, so how to incubate really large eggs from 15 grams? Is there a risk of a double yolker? Yes, I always never wanted to incubate large eggs because mostly they are double yolks, but what if a mutant hatches? You can hatch whatever you want. Usually around anything over an 18 gram is not going to hatch, but I mean, can't try, or you can't be successful if you don't try. Matthew Simpson says, how is the galvanized on the cages you're giving away hold up on the acidity of quail dropping corrosion? Does well. Does I mean, we use Winola Ranch cages. Erdaburic called. I'm sure I butchered that. I'm very sorry. Do you keep track of what genders you hatch, and do certain types of produce more males versus females or vice versa? No, it's always a 50-50 shot. I mean, there's not one over the other. Radium AZ says, are jumbo whites louder and more aggressive than the jumbo wilds? Seems like our whites are way louder and more aggressive. Yeah, our jumbo wilds are pretty freaking calm. They're probably the calmest we've got. So in that case, yes. Jeff Wirchin says, how do you know if a Roux carries a Celadon gene? They've got to hatch out as a Celadon layer, and then you've got to test it with Celadon hen. They've got to hatch out from a Celadon blue egg. Then you have to test it with Celadon hens that carry the Celadon gene. And if that's the case, they'll produce Celadon eggs, and those eggs will hatch out Celadon layers, which will also lay blue eggs. The only way you know you have a Celadon male is if the second generation breeds blue eggs. Super annoying. Long time. Any update on shipping to the Caribbean? I will know more on Monday. Tomorrow. Joe says, I have to leave, Zach. I will follow up later or when I get some free time. Take care. Stay safe and healthy, brother. Thank you very much. Thanks for staying in for so long. I don't expect anyone to wait 2.5 hours to get their answers, their questions answered. I'm very sorry. I will do better in the long run. I think we're about Engineer Blake says, is there any variety that seems to have a personality better than the others? No, not really. They're all pretty similar in that case. Erie Quail Farm says, Erie Quail Farm, yes. Matthew Simpson says, what's the max egg weight you'd hatch for jumbo wilds? 18, 19 grams. I got it. Thank you very much. I'm not going to try it again. I won. I'm keeping it. Sam Durham says, I've noticed that some of my quail are itchy. Is it recommended for you to put DE in the quail dirt bath? Yeah, I recommend it, yes. Ken Taylor says, have you copied the bloodless calling portion of the live stream to put on the playlist so it's easier to find? No, but that's a good idea. I can do that. I'll write that down. Ow, God dang it. I did it again. I used my broken finger to... And I lost all the comments. Oh, I'm sorry, everybody. Bloodless call. Again, sorry for the inconvenience there. And I just lost a crap ton of questions. I am so incredibly sorry. I forget who asked about the bloodless call. The next question I see now is from Caney Fork Riverman. Again, I'm very, very sorry if I missed some. Just ordered 200 eggs, 6 different breeds, Jumbo Wilds, Pearls, Autumn, Scarlet, and Red Range, SSC, Feather Sexable. Are there other breeds that you sell that you'd recommend I add to my order? I think that's a great start. I mean, you got a wide variety, Jumbo Wilds. I guess if you add anything, probably, you got the Feather Sexable mix, which golds are going to come in. No, I think you did a great job. Good choices. Very good choices. I think make a collage of all your frozen faces posted on your website. That would be funny. Would not be funny. And we're not doing that. Gina Harstard said, nope, not talking to me. YRB says, if you can quail meat, do the small bones soften like tuna? What? If you can quail meat. I don't know. I've never canned quail meat. Angela Metcalf says, who won the best question? So far, I need one more winner, but Reed Lee, Jenna Harstard, Roy, and Don Cook have all won, and I'm waiting on one more good question or interesting. Garrison Bay, Siberian says, and that's talking to me. Jay just let me rephrase. Can jumbo wild heads fit through 1-inch wire? Oh, yes. Yes, and if not, you can just cut out one section. It's not a big deal. Do you sell Celadon eggs? No, we do not. Beth Reed says, what is the most interesting, exciting part of raising, breeding, selling quail and quail eggs? Oh, that's not a good question for me right now. I'm pretty frustrated. Overall, I get to be home with my family. I do what I love. I can't complain. Jay Russell says, can you tell me why my one male quail egg is always smashed in? What? I don't know what that means. I'm sorry, Jay Russell. Rob Dartree says, when starting to market quail, would you start to focus on hatching eggs or live birds? Which has the larger profit margin? Well, live birds have a larger profit margin, but getting a client base for live birds is difficult. Jay Russell says, female quail lays an egg and it is always smashed in. Well, they're probably picky. I would probably throw some treats in there like cucumbers, and they may leave the egg alone. Are you on, Rob Daltrey, are you on do you have a layer cage? Do you have a sloped cage? Because if it's staying in there, then yeah, they'll eat it. It smells good. We do have a couple more questions. I tell you what, I will answer a couple more questions because I'm waiting on one more good question. What can be done to save a baby with splay leg? Very good question. You can put it, you can tape it, you can use a rubber band, you can put it in a shot glass for 2 hours. But the best thing to do is go to Myshire or go to Facebook. Go to Newbie Quail Lovers on Facebook group. Ask the question on there. You'll get a ton of answers. You'll get a ton of people that do it, and you will get a ton of pictures on how the process works. What mistakes give you the best learning experience advice? We could go on for days about that. Every mistake in the book I've made, so which is probably why I know a lot. Heart rate is 571 for a male. That seems high. Garrison Bay Siberian says, Jason, I'm not talking to me. Not talking to me. Just ordered silver eggs earlier today. That's great. Congratulations. Mike's Game Domain says hello from Central Texas. Welcome. Angela Metcalf says, what is better to start with, quail chicks or live quail? I would say hatching eggs is best to start with, but if that's not an option, live, like adults. Go ahead and ask a couple more questions. I need one more, plus a couple of you guys already asked. Mike's Game Domain says, I hatched 50 of your variety, 45 chicks now, 48 hatched. That's awesome. 48 out of 50 mix. Can't beat that. I'm super pleased. Thank you. They are a week and a half and healthy. That is great. Thank you so much. Jesse Brown. Funniest experience. Funniest experience. Funniest. Okay, we were at a show. We were at a reptile show, and we had a cage. We were selling live quail as pets, and we were taking one out, and a little kid wanted to hold one. I showed him how to hold it. It got a little feisty. He dropped it, and it just stayed there. So I picked it back up. It wasn't, I mean, he was small. It only dropped probably 2 feet, not the end of the world. So I put him back on the counter, and I said, well, let's just see if he'll just sit there. And that quail literally looked around, stared this boy in the face, and jumped and tried to eat him. Like, he was like, I'm going to war with you. That was pretty hilarious. That's my funny experience that I can think of right now. And yes, when I get too many questions, Jesse, and I get really behind, then YouTube starts deleting. So I apologize about that. Random quails, I'm not talking to me. Let's see. Los Immortales says, what is your best breed for meat? Jumbo Wilds. Engineer Blake says, Zach, you do great on here despite the pressure. Keep it up and ice that finger. I'll just complain about it. Makes me feel better. You dropped the questions at 2100. I'm very sorry. What is your feed bill? I'm not going to answer that. Can you talk about genetics? Not this week, because I am way past due anyway, and no one brought me a water. What causes a hen to lay a 23-gram egg and prolapse? Whew, that's a big egg, and it would have to prolapse for a 23-gram egg. Kathy said, bloodless call video October 4th, 2020 for whoever asked. Thank you very much. I will work on that. Jay Russell says it was a typo, female. Oh, I got it. We talked about it. Winnie Phil says, do you recommend the deep litter for chicks? Personal preference. No freezer, you're not blocked, I see you. Maria Alvarez says, what is the best way to get started with breeding and selling quail at a young age? I am 14. That is great. I hope you take an interest to it. I tell you what, the first thing I would do is go to YouTube, go to Myshire Farm, go to the playlist all about quail and what I need to know. Start with that. Then pick your favorite quail. Then email me at Zach, Z-A-C-K, at myshirefarm.com. Tell me why you want to raise quail, what you want to do with it. We pick a winner that's under 18 every month for a Winola Ranch cage and hatching eggs, and you could be the winner. If not, then just learn as much as you can and watch videos. Absolutely. Jessica says, since you say not to keep other birds with quail, how far would you recommend them from being away from them? I mean in the same coop. I know a lot of people that have, rabbits here, rabbits on this side of the wall and quail on this side of the wall. I'm saying if they shouldn't be interacting together. I'm sorry if I did not make that clear. Sand or plain dirt for dirt bathing? Either. Probably sand. Dan says, roosters are well over 1 year old, just started crowing. Is that pretty late for them to start crowing, and why? If they're 1 year old, they're way past their prime. I would switch them out. Jason Dixon says, what's your favorite side dish with quail? Mashed potatoes. Cody Young says, I will be housing my adults in rabbit cages. Will that be an issue with the eggs not rolling out? You'll probably have some that are stepped on or broken. But, I mean, you could put it on a slant. Wouldn't be that big of a deal. Or you could cut the bottom off and put it on a slant. Or you could just put the back end on a slant. Kenny Fork Riverman says, how many quail per square foot of cage do you recommend? I recommend 3.5 quail per square foot for standards, 3 quail per square foot for jumbos, and 6 quail per square foot in the brooder. Kyle P says, do you have a video of how to debone a quail? No, I do not. separator for the others. Brian says, just hatched a clutch of eggs on Thanksgiving Day. How long do you recommend leaving eggs in the incubator that didn't hatch? About 3 days once the first one hatches. Or I'm sorry, 3 days once you have a massive hatch. Can you say goodnight, Zach? I'm trying. Patrick Foles says, do you think it's a good idea for a farm for a vlog on YouTube to stay up to date with their customers? Yes, I do. Vals Holmes says, hello again from the UK. Hey, how are you doing? Jesse Brown says, no worries about the delete question, Zach. I just don't get YouTube. Keep doing what you do. Thank you very much. Alicia says, should I use a UVA lighting when providing artificial daylight? It's really up to you. It's not as important as you think. Lighting is lighting to them. Ideally, full spectrum is what you would use. Daylight is fine. It's not a big deal. Maria says, okay, thanks for the information. Thanks for everybody staying together. It didn't really matter. When are you announcing your new color? For a while. Thanks, sorry for the name, The Immortal in English. Thank you very much. Jay, just what is the egg size range for Jumbo Wilds? I don't remember, but we've got the video on all about the colors you can watch for that. It'll say on there, I don't know off the top of my head. I think it's, I don't know. Maria says, I entered the contest a couple of months ago. Thanks, love watching your videos. Thank you very much. And good luck. Bob Daltrey says, when do you retire your breeders? 1 year. We switch our hens out once a year. We switch our males out twice a year. Matthew Simpson says, how long can chicks live in incubator after hatching? I recommend 24 hours and you take them out. And I don't want to know how long they would survive. I would recommend taking them out every 24 hours after they hatch. How much do you make from YouTube ads? We make about $300 a year on YouTube. So not a lot, maybe enough for the stand and a charger and the microphone. So nothing. This is strictly for you guys, not me. Hey, Zach, I don't know if you answered my question. What are the requirements for a quail cage? Well, I can't really say. You can make them whatever. I know that Kachernik's Corner has a really good video on how they build their cages. Really, I recommend 3 to 3.5 quail per square foot. Make sure they have at least 2 waters. Make sure they have a feeder long enough where multiple can feed. And then I recommend 1 by 1 on the bottom, and you can do whatever on the sides and on the top. Make sure they're safe. But I would watch the Kachernik's quail video. That would give you better ideas. How old were you when you first butchered an animal? I don't know. It wasn't until I moved to the farm, so I don't know how old I am. I don't know, 25 maybe? What are your optimal temps and humidity levels in the incubator? Very good question. I'm going to answer it real quick, but the best thing to do is go to the website, myshirefarm.com, go to the blog section, print out the hatching process. It'll break all that down for you on a piece of paper you can put on the incubator that will help. But it's 99.5 degrees the entire time. Humidity during the incubation process should be 45%. Humidity at lockdown should be 65 to 75%, really close to 75%. Who won the eggs from the Thanksgiving contest? Zach Sifferman won. Lisa Toby won. I've also done some giveaways tonight, which is Reed Lee, Gina Harstard, Roy, Don Cook, and I'm looking for one more, but I'm about to give it up. But that's a lot of contests and a lot of winners anyway. Have you noticed any of your quails eating in the dark? Is this normal? I don't know. I'm not in there at dark. But they do eat 24/7. Yep, Verna, they do eat 24. Beth Reed says Jumbo Wild average egg size is 15 grams per the video. Thank you very much. Robin C says, when do you stop shipping due to the cold? Do you change your packaging? We have different processes all year long, but no, we ship all year long. We've had hatches people have hatched this week, which means we shipped it, 18 days ago. 48 out of 50, 20 out of 25, 18 out of 25, 93 out of 110, 16 out of 25, 93 out of 110, 13 out of 25, 84 out of 110, 40 93 out of 110, 42 out of 50, 24 out of 25, 30 out of 50, 12 out of 25, 21 out of 50, 36 out of 50, 42 out of 50, 38 out of 50, and that's just this week, and that's just this YouTube live video. So no, we ship all year long. We know what we're doing. Very good question though. If you lose power during incubation, how long do you think the eggs would survive to still hatch? I've seen good successful hatch rates up to 8 hours. Do not open it, cover it up, insulate it, and pray. Is there any poultry or quail auctions in the East Coast? I have no idea. The way they ship the, okay. Do you think you will end up hatching the eggs from your emus someday? I don't know. We still haven't received any. I think they're still getting used to everything. Plus, we just moved them again. Not the best idea. Wait, did you say you don't know how old you were? Yes. Sometimes it's hard. I remember now, but it takes me a while. I have to do math. Is the brooders just metal sheeting, or is there padding to keep the metal sides warm? It is. For Winola Ranch, the metal is just metal. Do you sell eating quail eggs? And if so, how do you we do not sell eating eggs anymore, no. Sorry about all the questions. Trying to give a good one so you can end it. Do you recommend cleaning them? Oh, how do you recommend? When we did, that's a good question. I'm giving it to you. Maria, you won. That is a good question. Don't use soap and don't dry them. You literally want to just hold them under a faucet and just kindly do this. Just rub them a little bit. But do not dry them off. Let them air dry. Because then you'll take stuff off of it you don't want to take off of it. That's what we did. So if we had an eating egg order back in the day, then what we would do is take them inside, wash them, put them on the counter on a huge paper towel or towel, and then the next day put them in the cartons. Very good that is a very good question. And Maria, you won. I will finish the rest of the questions, but Verna, if you could text that we are done for the night, no more comments, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I'm getting tired. If you shift eggs to where I live, would the cold or heat affect the eggs? No. Nope, we're doing really well. Hopefully you just heard me say all the hatch rates just from this week, and they are all over the place. Can I win the giveaway? Nope, already answered, or already picked. One last question, might seem dumb, but do you label different breed quail eggs when you ship? We do if you order separately. If it's a mix, then no, it's a mix. If you order jumbo wilds and pearls, then we'll mark which ones are pearls and which ones are jumbos. And that's not a dumb question, that's a good question. That probably would have won if I didn't already pick a winner. Do you do a military veteran discount? We do not at this time, but we will be in the future. I'm hoping when we revamp our website, we will have that capability of you be able to. We did it before, and we had a lot of fraud, unfortunately. Matthew Simpson says, I just learned the propane heat will kill quail. Do you experience that? I don't know. We've never used propane heat. Can you please give me the 60 eggs? I really want to go to sleep. Go to bed. Jesse Mill says, how would you recommend starting to keep records if you already have quail, such as for the extra water and electricity? That is a really good question. I won't be able to answer that tonight. I'm very sorry. It just takes some time. But if you want to text me, I could text you the answer later on this week. But it's just a long answer, and I'm done. Dan Ness says, Zach, we watched your videos at my first station. Have you ever influenced a more random group of people? We have taken your tips and multiple people now race quail. That's great. Congratulations, and I wish you the best. Thank you so much. Learning a lot in this video. Thank you. I'm glad that you're learning. Angela Mecla, Freezer, you don't want to be lucky. That's one thing I've learned in life. I would rather not be lucky and do things on purpose on paper. I would rather do it on purpose than to be lucky. I mean, sometimes luck helps, but don't ever count on luck. Angela Metcalf says, I asked a question earlier and never answered it. How do you clean quail cages? I did answer that, but it could have been during one of the freezes. I'm sorry. Half Listerine, half water, and then a scrub brush. Someone already answered it. Oh, okay. No more comments, please. Thank you. Good night. Good night. Get a drink. I will. Good video tonight. God bless you all. Good night. Val's Homestead Night, Verna. Great moderator. Absolutely. She's done. She's a trooper, man. Dang it, Maria. I'm very excited for my eggs. My first order from you. That's great. Keep me posted. Good luck. Good night, everybody. Bye. Good night. Hit the like button. Bye, Zach. Bye, Vernon. And everybody. Bye, Quail. Bye, Night All. I like the go to bed. Yeah, Freezy, you were lucky you were in the minor setup. Good night, Zach. Thanks. All right. I'm done. Everybody, you guys are troopers. I hope you answered the questions. Here's the thing. I love your guys' support, but if I answered your questions, don't hang out just to hang out if you're miserable. I don't want you to do that. I want you to get answers, have a little fun, and we're not going to do this anymore because I don't know what time it is, but it's probably been 3.5 hours. And that's ridiculous for you, and that's ridiculous for me. If it goes on like that, I think I'm going to stop early, and maybe we'll just do another live video the next night or something. But I don't want to keep you guys on for this long, and I don't want to be on this long. I'd love to help, but all right, 10 minutes to 10. It's my bedtime, and I got stuff I gotta do, and I gotta be up at 6 a.m. Well, I gotta be in the barn at 6 a.m. Whew! All right, guys, I love you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you very, very much. And you don't know me, but me telling you that is a lot. I keep a lot of feelings to myself. But I don't think you will ever understand how much I appreciate all of you guys, how much I appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much. Great hatch rate. We had some issues, but much better than last week. And thank you all for the support. I don't know if I'll be posting any videos this week. Very little electronics at all. But I will see you next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will do another giveaway. I guarantee it. Because I'm in the giving mood, and I appreciate you. So thank you. Good night. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.